The most dangerous place you can get stuck is not rock bottom. It's not in a pain point. It's not something falling apart. It's in this weird place I think we'd all just kind of refer to as good enough. Good enough job, good enough life, good enough upbringing, good enough friends, good enough money, good enough house, good enough. Hollow, uninspiring, uninteresting, something that you don't necessarily want, but hey, good enough. What am I going to do? Complain about good enough? I think it's something we're all feeling. And it's part of why a lot of us feel nothing. Let's talk about what good enough is. Welcome back. My name is Thomas Orstrom, and this is just another chat. It's just me ranting, me talking about a thing I care about. So good enough has always kind of been this haunting idea of you can't complain about it because it's good enough, but it also didn't do enough for you to be good enough. And it ends you in this place that it's just kind of like comfortably numb. Everything's just sort of okay. It's this sort of weird malaise. And sometimes I wonder if we're all just kind of caught between a generation or two where we were taught ambition and to go for it. You know, you'd go around the room in elementary school and anybody who said anything other than, I want to be the president, I want to be a lawyer, a doctor, or I don't know, a fighter pilot was thought to be kind of odd. And now there's just this sort of what we knew as ambition, push, move. And so it feels odd to say, good enough, good enough. Carl Jung talked about good enough parents. They're fine, you know? You don't really have the right to complain about it. You had two parents, that's good, but they're good enough. They didn't destroy your life. They didn't take anything from you. They provided. You were able to do some extracurricular things. You lived your life, and good enough. It's middle class. But you were taught to be special. You were taught to want more. You were taught to look at the world with awe, to go out and want to do things, to create change, make inventions, be on the cutting edge of something, to be the person that cured cancer, or the person who brought about world peace, or wrote the next great novel, or whatever it is you came up along and around. You know, the next person to break the world record in the 100-meter dash, or the next Super Bowl winner, or the next person to have a picture of themselves like this, with their fingers covered in rings from whatever sport it is you're the champion of. But then you end up with this good enough, this sort of comfortably numb, good enough. Yeah, it works. It's cool. But are you happy? Are you inspired? Are you driven? Or is it just sort of good enough? These aren't necessarily new ideas, this idea of good enough. What is actually sort of the fixation and the focus of your life? We get really caught up in conversations and discussions and these ideas about the world at large. We talk about things in groups. We get down to identifying things by shapes and color and size. But what we're really talking about is these huge groups of people. And I want to talk about you. I want to talk to you about you. And the way that we analogize that is through some things within the human condition, which is group stuff. So I don't want to get lost in the group thing. This is about you. But this is something that we need to anchor in the human experience that you're having, not the isolated to a specific experience. So this idea of how is life met with its own dramatic tension, what things are pulling in different directions, this sort of fear, this hate, or this intrigue, this love. What are these polarities? What is the yin and the yang? You like something, you don't like something. You probably made a big change in your life because something was good enough, predictable, or it was really, really awful and it just wasn't even close to good enough. And now you might end up being in a place where over the next 2 to 5 years, you're going to get dangerously close to settling for something that's good enough because what you had before was so awful. So let's look at this through how we've talked about this for almost a century. Aldous Huxley talked about in The Brave New World that what we love will be our demise. And then George Orwell in the book 1984 talked about how what we hate and what we fear will be the thing that does us in. And they're two juxtaposed ideas that both deal with the end of the world. What I want you to look at this as is the end of your life. Not necessarily dying, but the end of being alive. So is it because you submit to the things that you love? Things get convenient and comfortable. You order your food in, you work from home, you don't interact with anybody outside because you're either on your phone or you're in whatever gaming system you use, or you're in some TV show world, or you're down the YouTube rabbit hole, and your food gets delivered by a robot eventually. You don't even go to the restaurant and sit down anymore. You don't even go to the grocery store to buy the food to make it yourself. It's all layers of convenience. And what that's actually done is it's separated you from human interaction for the sake of the thing that you love. This whole thing falls apart when we get divided enough. We don't have the unity of being. We don't have the unity that creates society, that creates civilization. So is it for things that you love? You'd rather protect your family at the expense of doing something about the thing that's happening in your world, in your city, in your town, because, well, this is what I love. This is what's comfortable. This is what's easier. Would you rather eat the fast food? Would you rather take the GLP-1, or would you rather eat the vegetables and go to the gym? These are things that are based on what do you love, what's comfort. There are tons of films nowadays, most famously WALL-E, that details this exact same idea. And then on the other side, things like The Matrix, things like, the thing itself, George Orwell's 1984, they really talk about how Big Brother, government, comes in, censors everything, controls everything because it's based on what you fear. So do you prepare for the worst? This is also how you need to look at your own life. Do you do good enough because, well, it's fine. It's okay. It's comfortable. I don't want to upset the standard. I don't want to ruin the few things that I have that I love. That's comfort. You're slowly, gradually slipping into this malaise. There's a film called Idiocracy to top it off with WALL-E that discusses this exact same idea. Or on the other side, do you fear? Do you arm up? Do you prepare yourself with the rhetoric of the internet, with the weaponry that's available to you? Because all of a sudden the neighbor's going to turn into an enemy. All of a sudden all that outrage stuff that's being tailor-made to you to get you pissed off, because to get you to think that this is about you, this is toward you, this is you are the target of this. Do you prep for that? That's the binary in this time. We see it in the international conversation on AI. Is it going to be universal basic high income, where we all get a bunch of money and we kind of don't need anything, and the big challenge is going to be to find purpose and something to do with our time? Or is it going to be Terminator walking out of the ocean, shooting all of us? Or the ubiquitous control of a few oligarchs who have their death grip around the technology that we've now all become so dependent on, that we are being controlled, that we are the potted plant, that when we were walking through the zoo, the irony was eventually we'd be the animal in the enclosure. And now we get to figure out whether or not it knows it sucks. Those are those binaries that you have to consider, and how it actually affects the way that you live. Because whether you just moved, you had a big change like we've talked about in the other videos, or you're just going about your life, the thing you have to consider is what you have good enough? Or are you happy? Is it a hamster cage? Or is it a place to train and be better and have a home and a sanctuary when you then go out into the world? Is this something where you actually are happy, or are you settling for good enough? Do you like sleeping with him? Do you like having sex with her? Or is it good enough? Do you hate it? Is it oppressive, but it's the thing that you have that you feel like you need? Do you like your friends? Do you enjoy what you guys do? Do you actually like it, or are you just afraid of not having friends? Do you like your job? Do you feel like you're paid well enough? Are you appreciated for the person that you are? Or is it just good enough? I want you to consider what being okay actually is for you. The unique cosmic coincidence that is you. Right? That could be somebody that doesn't fit into the norms of society at all. So when I ask you, are you actually okay? I don't mean, well, my parents think I'm good and what they did with me, what they wanted me to be was good. And so I've adopted that. And now, yeah, I'm good. I'm okay. Or I have traveled the world being a good Girl Scout and I wear all of the most popular badges, and eventually I will land somewhere where they will reflect me back to myself and I will finally like what I see. What is it? Are you actually you? Are you me? A large, pasty man walking around in a leotard with your balls hanging out because that just feels right to you. Society does not think that's okay. The law does not appreciate that either. Neither does anybody with a family or eyeballs. But if it's who you are, and I ask you, are you okay? And you live like that, then yeah, you're okay, right? Because you're living in accordance with who you really are. So are you okay? Or is how you live good enough? Good enough right now? Do you hate it? Are you doing something about it? I really want you to sit back. There is no exercise for this. There is no cure-all. There is just the decision that you either choose to make or the decision you choose to not make. And the answer to this could be, yeah, I love my life. I'm good. And it's not about good enough. It's, yeah, I'm happy. I'm inspired. I'm present in my life. I am truly okay. That could be the answer. I hope it's the answer. It's the goal. But ask yourself, are you actually okay? Authentically to who you are. And is it good enough? Or are you happy? And now you have to do something about it. I'm 100% sure everybody who hasn't asked themselves these questions, which is pretty much all of us, they haven't done so because they actually do know the answer. Just like I actually know the answer for me and you actually know the answer for you. So step out of that comfortable valley, that good enough place, challenge yourself. Do not settle for something that isn't. You're brave enough to move around the world. You're brave enough to start a new career. Reinventing yourself is not to fail and start over. It's to stop disappearing. It's to embrace yourself and to be. So, is your life good enough? Or are you happy? And then also, are you okay? It's a great thing to ask yourself. Just make sure you actually ask it and you actually hear yourself asking that question. And then once you stop lying to yourself about what the answer might be, go make a change. Do something wild. You got one life. Today happens right now, and that is it. Go do it. Go be okay. See you next week.